What's up guys, it's JohnReavesLive, and today we're going to be checking out a song from BTS that I'm really stoked about watching on here. We actually just did a full album reaction to the album that this song is on, and so we have heard this song before, but we're going to be doing a lyric video of it, so we're really going to be paying more attention to the lyrics of this. We're going to be checking out an explained video, and then a live performance, which I'm really freaking stoked about. I believe you call this song Paldogangsan, but we're going to check really quick. That doesn't really sound right. Hold on.
Called Paldogangsan.
Paldogangsan.
Called Paldogangsan.
I don't know. Hopefully we pronounced it somewhat okay. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But either way, if y'all are new to my channel, please smash that sub button and let's do this. 3, 2, 1, boom!
Once again, Btsreaction. 우리는 방탄소년단. Let go. 소강원부터 경상도, 충청도부터 전라도. 뭐라 카노? 뭐라 카노? 소강원부터 경상도, 충청도부터 전라도. 우리가 와볼다고 전화한게 우리 먼저 보러 허벌나게.
I love the different styles of their vocals here.
오늘은 사들이 랩으로 무시마 가시나 신경 쓰지 말고 한번 나가봅시다. 여러분 모두 안녕들 하셨지라. 오면 무쇼 요불댐 실내 파급디야. 아재 아짐 그도 거가 박혀있지 말고 나와서 즐겨라. 다 잡아볼 자고 갱상도 카모 신라의 화랑 우예들이 계속해서 자라나고 사투리 하모 갱상도 아이가 우스하고 정경에 딱
I gotta say, like, I really feel like they're just having fun with this song. Like, it sounds, the different styles that they're singing in, they just really genuinely sound like they're having fun with it. And I freaking love that. You can hear it in the music, you know?
이런 말은 하나 갱상도 늑시다고 누가 극하노 뭐라 했었노 갱상도 정하면 안아받아 같은 거지 뭐 니가 집중해서 한번 봐라 됐다 마 대구 무슨 말 했어 두 말 안 한다 카이 하모 갱상도 찍인다 아이고 아주라 뭐 우리가 어디 싫어하는 거라 어찌하스까 시원인 땜시 아구지 막혀버렸다야 흑산도 홍어코 한방 잡수면 된디 온몸 군형이랑 군형은 막 다 뚫릴 텐디 그 시기
He's just going off, but honestly too, I am so glad we're getting an explanation video after this, because literally whenever I was listening to this song, I don't think we actually had like a lyric video going along with it. And even if we did, there's so many things in here which I do not fully understand. I don't know if that's like the name of the towns that they live in or something along those lines. I know Daegu for sure, but like beyond that, I really don't know. So there's a lot of things in here that are going way over my head. This song sounds awesome, and I love how much fun they're having with the song, but like I don't understand a whole lot of it. So I'm excited for me to be checking this, and hopefully maybe you too. Maybe you haven't seen the explain, and maybe you're curious, but I'm stoked about it just for that.
흑산도 홍어코 한방 잡수면 된디 온몸 군형이랑 군형은 막 다 뚫릴 텐디 그 시기 뭐시기 괜찮겠어 아직 8, 9월 풍을 다 해가졌어 무등산 수박 크기 20kg 장사여 겉만 봐도 딱 가시네 우리 방탄여 소강원부터 경상도
So catchy too, the chorus is so good.
뭐라 카노 뭐라 카노 소강원부터 경상도 충청도부터 전라도 우리가 와볼다고 전화한게
I love this.
아니에요 형님 맞다 이거 조용히 하셔 그냥 손놈들 난 소스테이로 만나 서울에서 나서 서울말 잘 배웠다 요즘은 모디 사투리가 다 벼슬이다만 그래 인정할게 악센트들이 멋스리다 하지만 여긴 표준인 만큼 정직해 처음과 끝이 분명하고 딱 정립돼 한국말의 표본으로 정리되지 Only eyes goes with English you never understand it Okay 솔직해질게 경상도 사투리는 남자라면 쓰고 싶게 만들어 전라도 말들은 너무나 친근해 한 번 입에 담으면 오야 내가 다 기분해 Why keep fighting 결국 같은 한국말들 올려다봐 이렇게 마주 안 같은 하늘 살짝 오글거리지만 전부 다 잘났어 말 다 통하잖아 문상부터 말았어 소강원부터 경상도 충청도부터 전라도 뭐라 카노
Again, this is so freaking catchy, man. I love this.
소강원부터 경상도 충청도부터 전라도 우리가 와볼다고 전화한게 우리 먼저 보러 허벌나게
Okay, so on this, I think I'm literally about to pull up a map because I'm pretty sure it's from Seoul to another town, from one town, another town to another town to another town. That's what it seems like to me, at least. Like different places in South Korea. Though I don't really 100% know. I'm geologically challenged, okay? But maybe that's what it seems like. They're just, I don't know. It's so catchy though. God, this is such a catchy song. Okay, listen. Love the song to death. There's a lot of really catchy hooks in it. The chorus is like an earworm. Oh my God. But then on top of that, like, I'm loving the different styles of their vocals here. Like, especially you can hear J-Hope doing those highs in there. Just really funny stuff. You can tell that they're enjoying, like, the writing process of this. Not only that, but recording the song, which, if we're being honest, sometimes you can write a song and it's very fun to write a song, but then whenever you get into recording of it, sometimes it's hard to record that. And you can tell that here they had like some magic in the recording booth because they were just enjoying it. It felt like they were really having fun with that song and recording it. So like that came through very much so in the recording for me. I'm really stoked to find out what are the things that I have no idea what they're talking about in this song. So let's get into that right now. Freaking swipe it!
BTS has been breaking records, appearing at the Grammys and all, but one other thing noticeable is the fact that they are promoting Korea and its language more than ever. Now, people are digging into their older songs and finding it hard to fully understand this one particular song called Paldogangsan.
Can I say this really quick before he goes too much further? I'm absolutely loving his freaking fit right here. Jacket with a hoodie and a freaking turtleneck. Freaking crushing it, dude. I love this guy to death.
Also known as the Saturday rap.
Okay.
So, to begin with, the title
Such a catchy song.
means our land or Korea. If you chop the word up, the word Paldo comes from the Joseon dynasty when Korea was divided into 8 provinces, which are 함경도, 평안도, 황해도, 경기도, 강원도, 충청도, 전라도, and 경상도.
I'm glad that he did this because legit, I was going to do this. So I'm very stoked that he did this for us. And that's another reason I freaking love this channel. But the fact that, like, yeah, we're actually able to see everything here. That's very cool.
And Gangsan means the beautiful
so
mountains
beautiful.
and rivers you can find in Korea.
Oh my
Basically,
God.
all of these regions had and still have their distinct culture and dialects. The fun of this song is that BTS members are representing each region they originally come from by singing in dialects so-called Saturi. Already in the intro hook, Jimin first speaks in the Busan dialect. It shows one of the typical expressions of Busan by using the famous word ma, which is a way to call a person. Morakano means, what did you just say? So basically, the Busan dialect has some sort of tough feel to it, often associated with manliness.
내가 이거는 완전 내지 이거는.
그만 좀 튕기라 보기 좋지 보기 좋.
가시나야. 내랑 사귈래.
Then J-Hope speaks in the Cholla or Gwangju dialect. We can hear words such as ranke, which is one of the ending words in the Cholla dialect. Many words in the Cholla dialect end with either ranke, danke, 불어, and yoing.
말 시키지 말란게요.
이상하다게.
몸 상들 없고.
One characteristic of the Cholla dialect is to speak a little fast and drag the last syllable while raising its accent.
참말로 무엇을 잘못 먹었는갑다. 서방 앓는 돌가상에 복숭을 훑으리다다가 벌집을 쓰셔갖고 대구박이고 나빤대고 참다 쪼사버릴 주둥박이라 허겄네.
She was giving somebody the business. I wish we had subtitles for what she was saying right there. If anyone knows, please comment that down below because she's giving them the business, dude. I don't need to know exactly what she was saying to know what she was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Suga speaks in the Daegu dialect, which is similar but slightly different to the Busan dialect, since they're in the same Gyeongsang province. Even Korean people have difficulty distinguishing between the two. But it's known that the location of stress and intonations are slightly different within sentences.
That's cool.
폰 샀는데 막 갔다.
얼마 전에 폰 샀는데 막 갔다.
내 차에 질려 바로.
Some notable points in Suga's verse are vocabulary such as 아재, 머시마, and 가시나, which respectively mean old man, boy, and girl. The original standard would be 아저씨, 남자, and 여자. This vocabulary pretty much applies the same to Busan or any other place in the Gyeongsang province.
여러분 모두 안녕들 하셨지라 오면 무쇼 요 물땜실에 파격띠야 아재 아짐 길도 거가 박혀있지 말고 나와서 즐겨라 잡아볼 자고.
Now J-Hope raps in the Cholla dialect again, which is known to be very friendly and affectionate. It's quite different to the Gyeongsang dialect, which sometimes can sound even hostile. If you just look at J-Hope's verse, the lyrics itself represent the nature of the dialect. He's basically greeting everyone around and calling everyone to come out and enjoy the party.
Yeah.
Also, a very important and essential vocabulary of the Cholla dialect appears here, which is 거시기. 거시기 is an almighty word that can replace any word in the Korean language. Usually it's used as the meaning of hey, or you know, like the Gyeongsang dialect's ma. But it can also turn into pronouns like it or that, meaning it can mean any word. So it comes in handy when old people can't remember the word they want to say, or when people want to say an embarrassing word.
우리의 전략 전술적인 거시기는 한마디로 머시기 할 때까지 갑옷을 거시기 한다.
So, like, do you, in your language, if English is your language, throw that one out there as well, too. But in the language that you speak, can you think of one word that really does the same thing as that word does? Trying to think of something in English that's like that, but honestly, I'm not sure. But if you know of something, drop it in the comments. And if it's in another language other than English, if you don't mind explaining that word to me, something along that line. So it'd be very cool for me to know, like, what other countries have some similar words that can be utilized in everything.
어째 거시기 잘 하라고 뭐라카는 문디 자식 주고 매번에 거시기와 먼저 쓰인 거시기는 대략 두 가지 정도로 그 뜻을 압축해 볼 수 있습니다.
The music is perfect there.
거시기와 거시기는 마 죽어도 모르겠습니다.
And once again, you can notice the endings of each word being dragged and toned up.
That's very true.
신라의 화랑 후예들이 계속해서 자라나고 사투리 하모 갱상도 아이가 우사고 정경이 딱
Now we go into the pride of each region, starting with the Gyeongsang province's 신라의 화랑. Shilla was the origin country of Gyeongsang province and once united the three nations Goguryeo, Baekje, Shilla into a unified Shilla, but eventually in the 10th century it was conquered by the Goryeo dynasty. It had an elite warrior group called the Hwarang, meaning flowering knights. The Hwarangs were a social club of young males that gathered to study art, culture, religion, and
That's
martial
so cool!
arts. They also acted and fought according to specific commandments called the Sesok Oge, which were like the following. So in this part, V is proud of this elite group and claims that the descendants and the bloodline of them is still running in their veins of Gyeongsang people. Plus, V acted in the Korean drama Hwarang as well.
Dude, I love the fact that they just sprinkled that in there for like any army, which I'm assuming you'd probably be army watching this video in the first place, or like starting to be army, you know what I mean? And I love how you just sprinkled V in there and didn't say anything until right now.
If you look at Jungkook's verse, he's overly proud and confident of his Hattori and culture. Note the two usages of aiga in these sentences. Momo aiga is a way you end a sentence by asking, am I right or not? Try telling me that I'm wrong. So it's like this one-directional question, possibly forcing the other person to answer yes or yes.
걔는 내가 좀 더 컸다 아이가.
Now you kind of get a grasp of what Gyeongsang people are like. Very proud, confident, and maybe even handsome.
Uh-oh.
Now it's Cholla time again. J-Hope can't lose to the Gyeongsang boys, so he brings up the famous dish of the Cholla province, which is bibimbap. Jeonju bibimbap is the most well-known and probably the best bibimbap in Korea. It is one of the most famous, healthy, and pretty dishes that represent Korea
looks delicious. I cannot wait to watch this actual freaking live performance.
The competition on which is the best region has become more intense. Suga approaches J-Hope and the other members by saying, do you know what kaga kaga means? It may sound like goo goo gaga to other people, but to Gyeongsang people, it actually has the meaning of, is that person that person?
가가 아니에요?
The first ga is a fast pronunciation of k'a, which means that guy. The second ga means is. The third ka refers to the guy we've talked about before. And the fourth ka is finally a question mark. So basically, Gyeongsang people are making fun of other regions that don't have the complexity. Another fun and classic example would be the way Gyeongsang people pronounce this. Other regions.
What? See, like, this is what I'm talking about, okay? I've been trying to learn a little bit of Japanese. I've been working really hard on it. And, like, then you find out that in Korea, there's, like, so many different ways you can pronounce stuff. And, like, oh, languages. They're so difficult for me. I can't even speak English, people. I can't even speak my own language. My own native tongue. I'm having a hard time with it. Oh!
Pronounce all of them the same, but people from Busan or Daegu can differentiate them all due to the intonation or stress, like this. 이에 이승, 이에 이승, 이에 이승, 이에 이승. Also, in the next line, Suga and Jimin say, who says Gyeongsang-do is rough? By this line, we can examine the stereotype and Gyeongsang people not approving it. But it's kind of funny and ironic that the way they're saying it and actually doing it seem a little rough. Yeah. Ultimately, they're reinforcing the stereotype. Next, the Anabara movement is introduced. This was a movement during the 1997 IMF bailout request situation when Korea's economy had failed and many were driven to the streets or gone broke. Each letter of the Anabara stands for 아끼다, 나누다, 바꾸다, 다시 쓰다, saving, sharing, exchanging, and reusing. The people voluntarily participated and made this movement a success, sharing with neighbors and reducing costs.
That's
Although
awesome.
This movement isn't necessarily originated from the Gyeongsang province, its mindset and mission is of what usually Gyeongsang people are like, sharing and caring for each other.
I
Gyeongsang
freaking love
people
that.
have this catchphrase like 우리가 남이가, 친구 아이가, which means we are no stranger to each other, or aren't we all friends? Actually, at the end of the verse, this appears in the Daegu dialect as well. On to the other parts of the verse, you can again find the confident and tough characteristics of Gyeongsang people. Jiginda, jigine is another well-used expression for saying something is outstanding or the best. The subtle ajurama is actually related to the Busan local baseball team culture.
That's cool. Dude, yes.
When a baseball lands in the audience seat, the crowd shouts "Ajura, Ajura" constantly to give the ball to the nearest kid or baby.
Aww.
In conclusion, we can see that despite being tough or direct on the outside, Gyeongsang people have a warm heart and care for
I love
others
that.
more
That's
than
awesome.
in the inside.
I'm loving the little ad-libs. Those are like early year J-Hope ad-libs right there. They're perfect. So I'm pretty sure that's J-Hope, right?
So J-Hope decides not to back off to the Gyeongsang-do dudes. He starts with the epic words shibang, which is a very popular term equivalent to 거시기 in the Cholla dialect. Shibang means now in the dictionary. However, it has more of the nuance of hey, look at me now, or what you saying now?
시방은 한 17만 정도 될걸?
네 시방 나 내력 테스트 하냐?
Plus, sometimes people mishear it as the most used curse word in Korean, shibar, so it sometimes can be mistaken.
Oh, we learning. We learning today, people.
J-Hope used it as the first word of his verse. Then he goes on with words like humi, 어찌하스까나, which are basically exclamation words that could be maybe perceived as oh my god or OMG. It could be either positive or negative. But in this case, it would be a sarcastic, wow, what should I do with you guys? Towards the Gyeongsang-do members. The battle goes on as J-Hope now turns offense. Shiburida is a strong way of saying talking. It would be closer to babble or chatter. This word exists both in Gyeongsang and Cholla area, but changes in usage. In the Gyeongsang area, it's used like 뭐라 시부리 쌌노?
뭐라고 시부리 쌌노?
And in the Cholla area, it's used as J-Hope does. Both words, shibang and shiburida, kind of sound like the curse word shi, so it sounds very strong in a sense.
We're gonna have to get the
Plus, J-Hope
unbleeped
keeps
version
on
of
going
that.
offense by saying things like this. Aguji is also a strong way of saying mouth, usually used to say shut your mouth. While provoking why their mouths are all shut now, he says that he can make all the holes in your body open by eating 흑산도 홍어. Hongo is a type of stingray that's caught near the Cholla region. This Cholla specialty is especially famous in an island called 흑산도. The ray is fermented and conditioned in a particular way, and after this process, it emits a very strong odor. And many Koreans, including me, dread going even near it. The odor is so strong that people dare not eat it, but usually people from Jeolla actually enjoy it. So basically, J-Hope is teasing the Gyeongsangdo dudes that they go nuts if they eat hongo. Now,
can I just say that it looked beautiful, like the way that they actually presented that stingray. I didn't know the stingray meat would look like that, but they looked really pretty. But I'm sure, the way they were looking, it did not look that great.
A tricky part appears. Suddenly, he starts talking about months and becoming pregnant. Many armies have tried to decipher what this means on the internet, but up to this day, nobody knows what he's talking about. So, in conclusion, it's just whatever he thought of at that time. This is actually a characteristic of the Jeolla dialect as well. Because of the fast speed and friendliness, Jeolla people tend to include totally irrelevant or very detailed info inside the conversations. Still, he does introduce Paldogangsan, which is a very high mountain located in Gwangju. It's known that if you hike up to the summit, you can see far enough to Jeju Island. Also, there's a special watermelon that grows only on this mountain, and it's famous for its enormous size. J-Hope has linked these two big things to a baby to be born, and says he's a bangtan, one of them, which are meant to be huge and successful. Finally, the Satori battle has come to an end, and at this point it has become meaningless and just bickering between the members. Suga brags that he thinks men from Gyeongsang region are handsome, then J-Hope says that's not a fact, and they go on back and forth bickering. But weirdly enough, there are widespread stereotypes that men from Gyeongsang are handsome in average.
Oh yes, is that where he's from?
만큼 정직해 처음과 끝이 분명하고 딱 정립돼 한국말의 표본으로 정리되지 only assholes with English you never understand it okay 솔직해 영상도 사투리는 남자라면 쓰고 싶게 만들어 졸라도 말들은 너무나 친근해 한 번 입에 담으면 오야 내가 다 기쁘네 Why keep fighting 결국 같은 한국말들 올려다 봐 이렇게 마주 안 같은 하늘 살짝 오글거리지만
I love those lyrics though.
말도 통하잖아 문상부터 말하자.
Now it's time for President Kim Namjoon to wrap up everything and the fight. As a Seoul, or technically Ilsan person, he says that the Seoul Korean is the standard, and it becomes the good example of a well-structured language. Also, he does admit that Saturis are attractive, that as a man he wants to use the Gyeongsang dialect, and Jeolla dialect sound so friendly, but still he points out that there's no gain in fighting with each other. This actually stems from deeper history where Jeolla...
Dude, what is this picture, dude? What is going on here? Gyeongsang
regions had hostility towards each other during the 70s, and even until now. It's called 지역 감정 in Korean. The history is very complicated, but it basically started as politicians and presidents were mostly elected from the Gyeongsang region and started developing only the Gyeongsang cities, leaving out the Jeolla province. Also, the politicians used this hatred towards each other to manipulate votes and etc. Furthermore, if you go deeper, actually in the old Korean days, the two regions were all different nations that had war with each other and small interaction. So actually the subtle and deep-rooted hostility comes from way back. Anyways, RM finishes the fight and says we are one Korea that might have different accents and dialects, but at the end perfectly understand each other, which is the only thing that matters. So BTS has accomplished 2 missions in Paldogangsan. 1, showing the diverse dialects and funny sides of them, and 2, sending a message of peace and unification among the Korean nation, easing 지역 감정. Just one more thing. Although it's ambiguous, deriving from the title's name, Paldogangsan, BTS might have hidden their message towards reunification of the current war-split North and South Korea, because the 8 provinces include those 2 from North Korea as well. It is true that North Korean people speak differently, but at the end, we can also understand them easily.
I freaking love that explanation. That makes so much sense, and it's such a beautiful thing, man. Leave it to BTS again to have really funny, rivalry within a song and then also try to unify people at the same time. I think that's so, like, I don't know, man. It's very clean and really well done. Leave it to RM as well, by the way, to put those last little lines in there. Like, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to be ever doing the explained videos again, but I would love it if they did, because there's so many cool things that they've done in that field. Either way, last video that we're getting into, this is going to be a live performance, and I freaking love these. So let's get into that right now. Freaking swipe it one last time.
Let's go.
Look at the crowd, dude. I freaking love their outfits here too, by the way. They're freaking amazing.
하늘을 안녕하십니까 내가 먼 고향이 대구 아닙니까 그래서 오늘은 사투리 랩으로 멋지마가 신나 신경 쓰지 말고 한번 다시 여러분 모두 안녕들 하셨지라 몸에 모시오 요불 땜시는 파거디야 아직 누더고가 박혀있지 말고 나와서 죽어 싹다 잡아보자고 갱상도 카모
I love hearing them singing this.
안녕 사투리하고 갱상도 아이가 구수하고 정용은 딱 우리도 이상해 모두 무겁단가 욕기리 밥이 밥이라게 아직 시부리전 세 발의 비니게 좀 잡혀 애안하게 풀어보라니까 가가 이런 말은 안하 갱상도 없이려도 누가 극하나 뭐라 괜찮아 정도 정하면 안아봐다 같은 거지 뭐 네가 직접 와서 한번 봐라 대자마 대고 목숨 알았어 두 말 하나 나가이 어머 갱상도 죽인다 아이요 아주라 우리가 어디서 전라도 시부린 듯이 아버지 막혀버렸어요 흑산도 호고 한번 가슴을 내리 어머
Get it, Jin. I love that the rest of the band gets like their moments in here as well too, because like I don't know, I mean like in the lyric video too, it was all like just rap line there. So I'm loving the fact that we get JK singing here, we got Jin singing here, we got freaking Jimin singing here, and V. I'm loving that vocal line gets their moment in this as well too, because it's a fun one, you know. Look at that crowd, it's on both sides of the stage, it's awesome. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Even the dancing here is really freaking cool. Good God. Yes! Dude, that is perfect. The way that J-Hope ends that, especially after DK's explanation, was freaking perfect. What an awesome song, man. And then an awesome explanation of it as well, too. And again, we did that full album reaction, which is on our Patreon if you guys would like to check that out. But whenever I heard it on that, I was like, I like this song. Very catchy. It's a really good song just standing out without knowing the context of what this song's about. really good song, but then finding out what it actually means, what it's actually talking about, is so much better. I freaking love doing these explanation videos and finding out more about the songs because it really allows you to like connect deeper with the song, you know? Or at least it does that for me. Let me know if that's the same for you guys. Like, I'm a huge fan of lyrics and I really like to know what the artist was talking about or something along those lines whenever they wrote it. It just helps me connect with the song. So let me know if that's how you guys feel as well too. Thank y'all very much for watching this video with me. I hope y'all are having a blessed day or night, whatever time it is you're watching this. Spread some positivity out there, be kind to each other, and if anybody needs anything at all of my socials are at JohnReavesLive. Send me a message and I'll catch y'all next time. Freaking toodles!